Welcome. Come on in. My name is Dr. Whitley. I'll be your therapist for today. And thank you so much for coming. I know that it can be scary sometimes starting a new therapy session and meeting a new therapist, so coming and showing up is a huge step. So thank you for being here. Come on in. You're already set up. I saw that you were on the appointment book, so I've arranged everything for us. So come on in, and we'll get you as comfortable as possible, and then we'll just talk about what's bothering you. Okay? Okay. Okay. Well, first of all, I want to make you as comfortable as you want to be. So I have here this couch, and you can sit on it, or you can lay down, whatever makes you most comfortable. If you want to start sitting up and then go to laying down, you can do that. If you want to close your eyes, you can. If you want to keep them open, that's fine too. Okay? And to help you relax, I'm going to lower the lights a little bit, and I have some candles that I can put out that'll just help set a relaxing mood. Unfortunately, this office has some pretty harsh fluorescent light, and that's not very relaxing. So I have these candles here, which I'm going to put out, and that should give us enough light to work by. So let me get these matches here. There we go. I'll just light this one. And then we'll light that one. Okay. There we go. Now I'm just going to lower the lights a little bit. Is that better? Good, good. Well, start out by just telling me what brings you here today. And I'll make a few notes, if you don't mind, just for my memory more than anything, and to make sure that I cover any questions that I might have while you're talking. Okay? Good. So what brings you here? Mm-hmm. So you just have some just general anxiety? Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. How has that been affecting you as far as like sleep and your attitude and stuff? Okay. So you're having trouble falling asleep sometimes? Okay. Okay. Do you feel upset to your stomach sometimes, nervous? Okay. Okay. How often do you say you have trouble falling asleep? Would it be every night or every other night? Most nights? Okay. So is it just your mind and thinking that keeps you awake, or is it more an emotional, little of both? Okay. You start worrying? Yeah. Okay. So, how long has this been going on? Okay. Okay, a few months. So, what prompted you to seek help about it specifically? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. It's affecting your performance at work. Is that because you're mostly just very sleepy? Okay. Oh, okay. So you felt very angry at one point in time. Okay. So that kind of let you know there was something else beyond just nervousness going on. Excellent. Well, that shows a great deal of insightfulness on your part to realize that that type of emotional outburst was something that is unusual for you and something that probably you should talk to somebody about. So, excellent. Very good. Okay. So, this emotional outburst and you got very angry, was it at yourself or was it at an object like a computer, or was it an anger at a person? Anger at a person. Okay. Was that a customer or a coworker? Okay. Was this anger that you expressed or just felt very strongly? Okay. So you left the room before it got bad. Excellent. Very good. That is usually the best response. Okay. Well, you're doing very well. You seem to be fairly well in tune with your emotions and what's going on. So that's a very positive step. So have you felt these emotions, maybe not as strongly, but felt something similar to that in the recent past? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So something very similar. Was it the same person? Okay, it was. Okay. So let's talk about that a little bit. You have a very strong emotional reaction to this person. Is it a personality conflict? Have you always felt this way about this person? Or has this been a recent change in how you relate to this person? Fairly recent? Okay. How long have you worked with this person? Okay. So not about a year, okay? But it's only been in the last few months that you've felt this. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what has changed between now and then that you think may have triggered this? Okay. Nothing you can put your finger on? Okay. Oh, so you used to be kind of good work buddies. Okay, you'd go out to lunch a lot? Mm-hmm. But you don't do much of that anymore? Okay. How many other people work with both of you? Okay. Okay. Do you both have the same supervisor? Mm-hmm. Okay. Back up a little bit there. So this person recently changed positions. Okay. Okay. So they started out having a position very similar to yours? Okay. But then they changed. They changed positions. Okay. So this person changed jobs completely, or they moved up? Okay. How did you feel about that when they got the new position? Okay. That's understandable. Not at all. Mm-hmm. It's very, very often that we will have mixed emotions about something. So it's not unusual at all that you were happy for the person that they got the promotion, but at the same time feeling jealous or hurt or something like that. Human emotions are very complex. We do not often exhibit emotions like they do on TV, with clear-cut anger and happiness and over the top. Most people experience a mix of emotions about most events in their life. The human mind is very complex, and it is very common for someone to feel multiple emotions about any event in their life. Whether it's a happy event or a sad event, our minds are very complex, and they can often see many different sides of an issue. So we often feel conflicted over sometimes minor things and sometimes major things. And oftentimes our minds process those on a level that we don't often fully understand or are fully aware of. We're usually aware of the big, large emotions that come to the surface when something happens. But it's often the more subtle emotions that are also there that don't come out until much later, or will manifest themselves in a different way. Mm-hmm. So you pretty much already kind of connected these two events. Yep. Mm-hmm. But you don't know exactly why. Okay. Hey, sometimes it's just helpful to talk them out and say what's on your mind out loud. That is often a very large part of therapy, is just allowing the space for someone to express some of those more hidden emotions or motivations that they might not be 100% aware of. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you felt anxious about them moving to a slightly higher position that you've been wanting. Okay. Okay. So it's not necessarily jealousy, because you were happy for this person. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you had been planning on this position, and then that didn't happen. So there was definitely disappointment. but that doesn't explain the fear. Okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, oftentimes we have different sections of our brain. And we have what is sometimes called the new brain, which is all of the parts of our brain that allow us to do all of the very smart things that make us human, like language, and reasoning, and math, and music, and all of those amazing things. Then we have what is called the midbrain, and that often is referring to the part of our brain that processes emotion. Like I said before, some of it is very obvious, and some of it is not so obvious in the emotions that we feel. Some of them are much more subtle. And then we have what is called the old brain. And that is the part of the brain that regulates things like your breathing and your heart and all of the chemical processes that keep you functioning. But it also houses the part of your brain that is concerned with survival. It's concerned about keeping your body, alive. It is the biological part of your brain. And so it is very good at sensing danger and sensing threats. But normally it's good at sensing dangers and threats from things like lions and falling branches and dangerous environmental conditions and things like that. Our modern society does not afford that part of the brain to function adequately or kind of the way that it is historically functioned, because we're not concerned with lions or dangerous wildlife. We are concerned with driving our cars and making sure that we have enough money and things like that. And so our old brain is often quite confused and will trigger something that may on the surface seem fairly minor, but react to it in a major way. The old brain is concerned with three main things. When it sees something or perceives something, it first assesses, is this a threat? Is this something that is going to hurt or damage me or eat me? If it's not, then the next thing that it thinks about is this something that I can eat? Is this something that I can derive nourishment from to keep me going? The next thing it thinks about is this something that I can mate with? And that is what the old brain does all the time. It is way under the surface, and it's something that we are, for the most part, hardly aware of. And that does not mean that it's still not there. And what the old brain processes often bubbles up through the emotions and triggers them in ways that we are not conscious of. And that our new brain often has a hard time figuring out because it's not logical. Obviously, there is way more categories for things to fit in than those three. But our old brain still only has those basic three slots to fit things in. Our old brain is also the place where our fight or flight function kicks in. The new brain, if you are in actual danger, the new brain pretty much cedes control to the old brain so that you have faster response times and you are able to process things and inputs from things like your eyes and your ears at a much more gut level, much more instinctive level. And because the old brain is also the place where chemicals and the chemical reactions in your body are controlled. This is where things like adrenaline come and kick in with the fight or flight. Now, obviously, when you're in a specific dangerous situation, such as a car crash or something like that, these type of reactions can actually save your life. But in other times, the threats are not necessarily real or nearly as large as something like a car accident. But your old brain can still perceive them as a threat. A threat not in any way like professionally, but a threat to the continuance of your body and the continuance of your life. And so oftentimes that translates into something such as, if you were framing this new position as a way in which you could provide for your family or provide for yourself, and you saw it as a way in which to continue your well-being, when that was no longer available to you, it is possible that your old brain interpreted that as a threat, a low-level threat, but a threat nonetheless. And so that part of your security, even if it was a imagined security of the future, is not there. And your old brain is very limited in the type of responses that it can give to a given situation. And basically, it's fight or flight. And oftentimes we will feel surges of adrenaline over things that aren't quite clear to us. And over the long term, it can affect things like sleep. It can affect things like our emotions. And so, because it is not something that is obvious, it's not something that it's very easy to deal with. It's not something that is easily fixed, even sometimes. Okay. So you were placing quite a bit of hope on getting this position. Now, was that pressure that you were putting on yourself, or was that pressure you were feeling from other people in your life? A little of both? Okay. Okay. That would have definitely helped with that. I see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, fear and can definitely be part of the things that keep you awake. And again, not a obvious fear, but an uncertainty and and oftentimes just a vague sense of dread that you can feel. Yeah. That's a good word. Yep. I often use that word, and it may seem over dramatic sometimes, but I think that there's a lot of our modern society that can sometimes give us a vague sense of fear or dread that we have to deal with. And it's things like not getting the promotion, so not knowing what your future will hold. And that's not something you can just go out and, smash the lion over the head or chop down the tree and build the house. It's dependent on other people and other situations. And that only adds to the sense of being out of control. And if there's something that your old brain does not like at all, it is a sense of being out of control. But the good news is there's definite things we can do to help you deal with this. And there's definite things that we can do to help you feel a greater sense of control. And that will help your old brain kind of chill out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is suggest that we meet a few more times and we will work through some things that we can do to help you feel a greater sense of control and hopefully help you confront some of the deeper emotions that you're feeling because of this. And I also want to say that this is completely normal. This is not unique to you. This is a byproduct of the type of society we live in. And there are many, many, many positives to it, but there are also some negatives. And recognizing that and dealing with them is a good thing. So we will meet again and start to work through some mental exercises and emotional exercises. Okay? Well, thanks for coming, and I will see you next time. Okay? Thanks.